Log into gyroscopeme.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan Dan with Soulful House Nation coming to you live from the 8th floor. Woo! We got a great show today. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you something. This is going to be such a joy for you. This is going to be one of those interviews where I like to say the guest tells it like a TI is. Anyway, if you know Tamir bites his tongue. I'm kidding. We're gonna have a real good conversation because he's got long-term perspective, which I think is very, very important when you're looking at this house music thing. Where we come from, where we are now, and also where we're going. So here's what we're gonna do. We just want to say to everybody, listen, go back and check out last week's show. Last week we had a great show. We had Nathan Smalls, who was the head of the BE Festival, on. Then we're going to play the hottest song according to Track Source and the Soulful House category. We're going to talk about some stuff that's coming, which is our little news thing here. And then we're going to play an old school. We're going to bring on our special guest, and we're going to rock out with him, which I'm super excited about. So. And after that, we're going to close and we're going to do the Shazam Free Zone. We're going to play a combination of some new stuff that you might not have heard, some stuff you know about, and some classics. We mix it up. So, Chuck, here's the deal. I want you to play the #1 song according to Track Source in the Soulful House category. We're going to play a little snippet because, Facebook has a nasty, nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. We're going to play a little clip, and it's by Robin S. You remember her from Show Me Love. It's called I Believe. And actually, it's been #1 on the charts for 2 weeks in the Soulful House category in Track Source. So, Chuck, can you play a snippet for us? And then we're going to get to the next thing here. Get ready. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. What a weekend. Wow, a lot of stuff happening. A couple of things, as you know, this weekend was the BE Festival down in Atlantic City. I had a chance to go to the Saturday afternoon event. I had a great time. As you know, we had DJ Beloved. We had... over the weekend, we had Steve Davis, we had Exotic, we had Chill-X, and others, and it was great on the house music side. So I had a ball. Also, too, also happened is this weekend on the 17th, Kevin A.B. did his thing at the City Hall Plaza in Rahway at the train station there. Then also on the on the 19th, yesterday, which is also Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers. If there was any out there, great-great-great-grandfathers, and on back, happy Father's Day to you. So I had a chance to go to the Gospel on the Green. So we had a great time there. I had a chance to, there was DJ Rich Williams was there. Also, House Mixtress was there. Also, Daryl. DJ Darryl was there. So just a great weekend. That's not even telling you about what happened during the week, which we're going to get Tamir to speak to. And then also, too, on the 20th today in Arlington Park, you have what Ricky Clark and his team are doing over there. You have Rock Anthony and DJ Algebra are going to be there. Then if you're in South Carolina or heading that way, the Red Rooster, you have on June 24th to the 26th, the Red Rooster Bar, Kelly Kell's doing her thing down there, and our very own DJ Amir is going to be down there to do his thing. Then on June 25th, we're going to have the All White Affair in Linden, and we're going to let our special guest speak to that. Plus, he's got a lot other stuff going. Hey, listen, here's some birthdays. Denzel Boyd, his birthday was yesterday, during the past week. It actually was yesterday. David Tabone's birthday, Anthony Utility, and Brian Power. Those are some birthdays there. Now, we're going to play just a little bit of our old school song of the week. It's Mr. Fingers, Mystery of Love, and then we're going to come on with our special guest, Tamir. All right, so chat, can you give us a few bars? And we're going to go from there.
There's a moment in our lives when we all must get the mystery of love.
Get ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today live. We have Tamir. I mean, this is exciting. You know, Tamir is one of those guys who've been around from the door. And we're going to have a nice little conversation today. So, and it's exciting to see what he's doing. And you know, for those of you who don't know, I mean, he might be smiling, but there's a lot of work that goes behind this. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So Tamir, how are you, sir?
All right, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yep, absolutely. Nice and clean.
Excellent.
Hey, everybody that's on the live, share. This is a very, very important interview what we're doing here. All right, so listen. So just so we can get, off with the easy stuff, just tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, well, like you introduced me, I'm TAMIR Family Soul. People from my neighborhood know me as Eric Clark, growing up from Linden, New Jersey. That's where I grew up at. I've been involved with house music, I say, for about, well, I started when I was 18. I'm 56 now.
Wow.
I love music. I like entertainment. So that's what I do.
Okay. Now,
Pretty much
who were some of your early music influences?
Oh, well, I have to say my sister first.
Okay.
My sister took me to, she was going out dancing in the nightclubs before me. So she took me to a club called Club Zanzibar, which is historic. So I would say she was first, but some other people that had an influence on me was a guy from my neighborhood named Bob Sumner. I don't know if you know him, he's from Def Jam. But he was doing local events, so I got a lot of inspiration, a lot of knowledge from him from doing events. And then some of the local jocks from my neighborhood, you know, probably some names you probably wouldn't even know. And some of these guys don't even play anymore, like Tony Gibbons, Rick Brown. He was one of them. Rick was one of the DJs, you know, got a lot from him, you know, attended a lot of places he's worked out in terms of record stores. And some of the DJs I had influences from was like early days. I would say Larry Levin, Tony Humphries, Pippi, Naeem,
right.
You know, Bobby Condors.
Sure.
And, you know, and another person that kind of got me inspired and got me behind music, I did a lot of talking with like Sheldon Hayes. You know, we would run into each other and we would have conversations, you know, because I was a young promoter then trying to get in the game, and he was already doing Zanzibar. So,
wow. Now, how did you, well, put us on the journey, you know, how did you get into Soulful House? Because at 18 years old, you probably started before this whole concept of house was even thought of or mentioned. How did you?
It wasn't, for me back then, it wasn't even considered. I don't know if it was labeled soulful house music. It was, you know, when I got in, it was just straight dance music. So it didn't, it done broke off in all these different areas now. But it was just straight dance music for me.
Okay. All right. So now this is what else too I would like to know, and I'm sure some other people would like to know. Okay, you have the name to say TAMIR Family Soul. Now, you know, tell us about that, what it is and who it is and how did that, whatever this.
Well, TAMIR actually came from my cousin growing up.
Okay.
I actually, you know, I wanted to be just like my cousin growing up, you know, big TAMIR. So I took on the name TAMIR. But when I started the organization, a group called Family Soul, on social media, I started a page called TAMIR Family Soul.
Oh, okay.
And it just took. Everybody started calling me TAMIR Family Soul, and at first I really didn't like it.
Oh wow!
Right, but it took. You know, the public grabbed it and took us. Said, okay, if they want me to be TAMIR Family Soul, okay, I think I need to run with this.
Okay. You know,
So,
well, you know what's always interesting is, and I always like to ask the question. That's why I asked you the question. Is that the way things come about. And sometimes, like, you wake up in the morning and you planned it, and sometimes things happen, and you go,
right.
I like that.
Right. That's what happened here. After a while, I was like, you know what? This is really working for me. Thank you, public.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, I always say, if you want to know what's working, let's see, when you put the song out, if the people are on the floor, it's working. If it's not, it's not working. So whatever you were doing is working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, okay, how about some of your favorite artists from back in the day? Who were you listening to?
Oh, man. Favorite artist? I'm about to trip you out now. Like, my favorite artist from back in the day, let's see, Lou Rawls.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. David Ruffin.
Okay.
Barry White, Shaka
Yeah.
Khan,
Chaka Khan.
Ashford and Simpson, Cheryl Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's move up a little further. Hanson and David.
Okay. Sure.
Actually, Hanson and David, you know, just to add a little piece of that, Hanson and David is one of the reasons why I came up with forming a group with Super and Brian, because I wanted to model them, which is called Elias. I wanted to model them after Hanson and David.
Okay. Now, here's what's interesting about Hanson and Davis.
Mm-hmm.
They crossed over because they not only were playing on the BLSs of the world, but they also, that was a big song with the freestyle crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They're Hungry for Your Love. That was a huge song. Huge song. So,
and that's what I looked at Super and Brian, and I felt like those guys could cross over eventually. You know, the way I saw them, I mean, they went on to do their own thing eventually, but my vision for them was totally different than anything that they're actually doing right now. Because I actually saw them crossing over and doing more poppy kind of stuff, you know. But, you know, didn't go that way, but, you know, that's life.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to give a few shout-outs, and then we're going to get back to the questions. Michelle, how you doing? Momo TV is in the house. I saw Momo.
Momo.
Yeah. And anytime we get together, there's some silliness involved. And so we had a good silly time yesterday. That was good. And then also, Joy, what's up? Sugar Plum, saw her yesterday. How you doing? Oh, goodness gracious. Look at all these great people in here that came to see you. All right. All right, so we're gonna move.
Oh, I didn't finish naming. I didn't finish naming some of my influences.
No, go ahead. Let's go. Let's go. We got time.
All right, so there's definitely Elias. I was really big on a group that I had some involvement, which was Elias, Kenny Bobian, Sabrina Pope, Ultra Nate, Mass Order, you know, and now present, you know, some of my present artists would be Cherie Hicks.
Sure.
Julie McKnight, Dawn Tallman, Josh Milan, Kalo, Aaron K. Gray. There's a few of them that are really hot right now. That I really like, you know, new artists that are coming in the game. So.
Yeah, well,
and then Sean, Mr. Conway, his daughter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, his daughter. I wish we could get more from her.
Yes. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, well, by the way, you didn't say anything wrong yet. You can keep going. You've been hitting hard with your influences. But you know, the funny thing about that story, because I did an interview with Sean. And, you know, he's a very humble guy and a nice guy, very nice guy. And one of the things he said, so I asked him about the song Hard to Love, which, you know, that's standard play when you do a house music party during the course of the night. You're going to play that. But the way he tells the story, she was kind of reluctant to do it. And also, that was a song, it turns out that song was made, I guess, for another genre at some point. And then he... I guess he repurposed it, so to speak, and made it house. Oh. Yeah. And I got to tell you something. Her voice is like, forget about it. I know. I mean, her voice not only could do house, it could do pop, it could do, I mean, her voice, but like I say, it's kind of like, you know, she did it kicking and screaming, was my understanding of how it went. But man, oh man, that was a good track.
Well, as you know, the event that I planned for the 25th is already.
Wait.
We're going to that later, but I just wanted to add this when you was talking about her. I was actually working very hard to try to have her this year. You know, things didn't, you know, it didn't pan out. Like you said, she's not really a house artist.
Yeah, well.
So we tried to get it, but it didn't pan out. But I'll keep trying.
Absolutely.
You know, you got to keep pushing. You never know. You know, You know, there's been some times I've been trying to research artists and trying to get them and weren't able, but I just, you know, every year I'll try to revisit it again and possibly it'll happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you just never know. Sometimes I see people in their circumstances sort of like, it's kind of like maybe they're not there yet, and maybe the situation has to be right. And so, but I get
understand
it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. And I get it too.
Uh-huh.
And me from being a promoter too, I want to get the best out of that individual if they're going to come out and perform.
Yes.
You know, so I want them to really want to do it, you know?
Right.
So.
Yes. That makes a whole lot of sense. Wow.
Absolutely.
Now, let me ask a question. Now, by the way, if you're out there watching, we're on Twitch, we're on Vimeo, we're on the website, we're a couple different places besides Facebook, so just so you know. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about where house music is headed now. And I think it's very important for you to share your thoughts because you've been there from the door. You were there before they even came up with the term house music. And you and what's different about you is that you weren't like a casual say person in the audience. You were making it happen. You were in there, in the grind, in the trenches. Talk to us about where you see house music is headed.
I really feel that there could be a real surge, right, with dance music right now. But we have to get out of our old practices.
Okay, talk to us.
And I think some of us are, and I have to say myself, you know, we get wrapped around these old traditions of the way we used to do things, and they just don't apply to what's going on right now. Not saying that you can't use themes and, you know, atmosphere and all those kind of things that you used back in the day. But there's a whole different thing going on, especially with technology and, you know, the information age. You know, it's like, it's totally different. Like, I take let's talk about South Africa.
Okay.
You know, I watch them and I watch what they do over there. And I go on YouTube and I start pulling up all these videos of their artists, not DJs.
Right.
Let's focus in on that.
Okay.
It's not DJs. They're artists. Now, let's come back here to the States. Are we doing that here? No.
Right.
We have somewhat gotten away from pushing our artists to the forefront. I don't know why this is going, you know, I think it really started maybe a couple of years ago when they started calling artists featured on certain DJ such and such, produced by DJ such, producer DJ such, featured such and such. You know, they start pushing them down because the DJs want to become, you know, these mega superstar artists. And I get it, but it does nothing for the industry in a whole.
Okay.
For us to thrive as a whole, we must have all the components working.
Gotcha.
Or the major players in the music industry don't look at us as major players. Wow. And I think South Africa got their hand on the temperature because look, they're doing the videos and they keep doing them, and it's actually very cheap to do videos right now. You know, like back in the day, it was very expensive, but now, you know, with technology and you can make it right. These phones are like you could do anything now. So I think it could be a surge here with the dance. With dance, I think there could be a strong revolution, and I think it's actually going on right now. Hey, and I would say something else with house music. I think we need to put more messages out that we have great content. Yeah, that's something that we don't push enough. We don't push that. We're the music that has the content that every home would put on and let their kids run around and
preach, brother, preach.
You know what I mean? So we have that element that we could become strong. And, you know, we see glimpses of it. We see some of our guys going to get Grammys and stuff. That goes to show you that if we can get our business and our house in order a little bit, we can put a lot more people on that Grammy stage, and you know. But we got to do those things. And I know I'm probably going to piss off some promoters right now, but I blame a lot of promoters.
Okay.
And let me tell you why I blame them. Because they really don't focus on the music. They only focus on their party. So if you're doing a house music party, right? And you're not focused on enhancing the music and helping the music grow, and all you cared about is that DJ playing the music and your people dancing, then you're really not adding anything to what we're all doing here. So I wish some of these promoters have a broader scope on what a promoter's job really is. And it really is not only just to promote your event, it's also to promote the music that you're involved in.
Okay. You brought up several thoughts in my mind. One of them is that, let's say, if you go back in the day, the DJ, for example, was a component of it, but now the DJ is an artist too. So if you look at it, okay, so now, since the DJ is an artist, you can have people like, say, Tiesto. You can have people like a Skrillex or Calvin Harris, and it's they're the artist too. People come to see them as the artist. Now, depending on who you bring on your card, you're going to have X amount of people show up because they are seen that way. So that's one thought. The second part of it is, let's go back to the video thing. I remember having a conversation with Stan Johnson and Cream, and also Anaya Weathers, about how important it is to make that video, because a lot of people, especially talking about getting younger people involved, which we talk about a lot, but they're getting their information, their media is video, and if you don't leave that element out, they may not even be checking for you.
They ain't checking for you. South Africa, they checking South Africa music with house music is because those guys are doing, quality videos. Have you ever seen some of their videos? They're better than some of the videos produced here in the States. I'm talking about R&B, hip-hop videos. I look at some of those videos, I'm like, wow, they put money into this video. Probably not, but they look dope.
So I agree. Those are some of the missing elements here. I do believe it's growing, and I believe we are surging. I mean, when you look at how many events there are in Jersey, I heard someone say that, hey, is New Jersey now the capital of house music? I mean, you can make that argument, especially with all look, today, Monday, Arlington Park.
Right.
Tuesday, Irvington. Wednesday, or on Wednesdays, you do Linden. Thursdays, Dawood is doing a thing. Fridays, I don't know about Fridays yet. On every Friday, I know there was some talk about it. But then every Saturday and Sunday, there's something going on. So I don't know anybody else who can compete at that level. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a beautiful thing that these events are going on, and a lot of people come out and they get to hear this music that we love so much. Yet, I will say this. Okay. It hasn't been transferring over for the business part of it.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is, I know we came out of COVID and all, but before COVID, we were doing festivals. And I could tell you, when the weather switches over, people start coming back indoors, that attendance for the house music events somewhat declines.
Yes.
And I truly believe it's because we don't have clubs.
Okay.
Okay. And it's fine to go, it's cool to go to the bars and the lounges, because I do them too. I love it. They're great places to go hear good music, right? But for us to be looked at as the capital of house music, We have no major clubs here when New York City has major venues. I mean, they're not. No New York club is designated just for house music anymore. I mean, Shelter Day, you'll never see another club like that probably unless I open it.
Okay, all right. I imagine.
But that's what needs to happen in some state for them to really start claiming that they are, the capital of house music. Right now we're the upswing because we got so many events going on and stuff. Everybody want to get in on the game. So, but I wouldn't go so far as saying we're the capital. I thought about it. I joked about it a couple times on social media, but nah, we and somebody actually corrected me on that. Actually, they said if we had more clubs here, we could probably claim that, but we don't. I mean, Jihad was the only one that actually, for a while, had a decent underground dance club, the Cricket Club, where we could really go and cut loose. So,
right. Again, question. All right. So, right now, I don't know where the super clubs are like there were back in the day. Do you think there's enough business or money to be generated, say, with the house music crowd to create a super club?
No.
Okay. And that's because of what? Now, before you answer the question, it's not like they don't have the money, all right? Because I did an informal survey about 2 years ago. I found out the average person that's into the soulful house is in the 50s, and their income is in the 50s. So if you have, especially if you have a two-person household, you're talking people with six-figure incomes. So, and they do other stuff, so the money's certainly there. To pay $20 to get into a club or $10, whatever, the money's there. Why, in your estimation, is there's not like a business can't be made out of a super club? What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, you're talking about these people at 50. They got grandkids, they got mortgages, they got bills, and if they're thinking about partying, I'm in the scene, so, I'll probably go out every week, you know what I mean? But most people are just people that just party, like the people we're expecting to come to our venue, if you get them twice in a month, that's a lot.
Right. Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So you got to look at the demographics and the age and how frequent they will come out. Now, I'll tell you what the real issue is. The real issue is that because we're not recruiting any new people.
Got you.
And you know what made me want to be in dance music? When I went to Club Zanzibar for the first time with my sister, and I sat there in the chair and I watched the whole atmosphere. Listening to the music, I watched the atmosphere. People were dressed up in Indian and cowboy outfits that day when I came. I don't know what was going on that day, but they had Indian and cowboy outfits on that day. And I'm telling you, people was rocking, but it was my experience. The light show, the sound system, the crowd. The way they partied, I mean, they were getting it, talking about totally working out. I remember the song they were dancing to this day. It's embedded in my head. Okay. It was T's Happy.
Okay, you go.
These all those happy days that make you feel, happy. I can't sing, but
I suffer the same issue, but that's another story.
Right, but that experience, and we're not giving the youth that kind of experience. Now we go back to what I was saying about the club. Only place that's gonna create that real, true experience where people come in and they're wowed is a nightclub. It's not going to be a bar. It's not going to be a lounge. Even though we go there and we love the music, we have a great time, and they work for us. For new people, you got to give them the wow factor.
Got you. Hey, let's go back to that a minute. if you think about it, when you had those super clubs for that music, people were a lot younger. Okay, now we talk about bringing younger people in, but are we that serious about it? Now I hear the conversations, and then we get blessed with an Amir, with a Just the DJ, Nasty Nas, Josh. I mean, we get blessed with these guys, and of course, you mean Young Dan, but you know, anyway. Did I say something funny?
Yes, young man. Yes.
Yes, Young Dan. But like, okay. Well, really, it's a two-part question.
Okay.
Where is our direct effort to go after them? Okay, I'm not talking about we do something and they show up and they happen to like it, but I'm saying like where are we? Where's our direct effort to go at them? And then the second question I want to ask you is this: is what if 20-something-year-old Billy Bob came to the club and they saw Grandma shaking and whatever she was doing? Would Grandma and them and great grandma be okay with 20-something-year-old Billy Bob or Raheem or whatever in the club with them?
With house music, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Because we're a clean kind of environment. Supposed to be loving, caring. You know, our music projects that. So it's a great environment to bring family members. It's a great environment to bring your kid in for the first time to experience the love in a house music room. You know, if somebody's really creating love in their room at parties, then you'll walk in the room and you'll feel it. You know, that's why I work hard at when I do QXTs. I work hard at trying to create love with my team, love with that in the environment, love with the people that's coming in. You know, so if you create that,
okay. So then here's my question: is one of the things that we should be doing is saying, "Hey, listen, parents, grandparents, etc., bring your kids."
I think we should, as promoters, I think we should be trying to strategize ways to bring them in. I don't know if that's you know, hey, I'm doing a party, bring your kids. You know, no. I think there's ways you know, as a promoter, you're supposed to be creative. So you need to come up with creative ways to bring youth in. I'm already thinking of some things, you know, to bring youth in within my party. You know, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what really works too.
Okay.
If you go into a venue and they got 2 rooms.
Oh, okay.
What you do is you put house music in one room, and then you give them a young phase of something in the other room, and let them float in between the two.
Okay, interesting.
So you can introduce what you're doing to them. Yeah. If they don't get involved or come in the scene, they'll never experience. I've had some young people that have come to some of my parties that are still coming to my parties to this day.
Because of my exposure.
You know, so and you wouldn't even know they're young. Like you would think that some of these people that are some of my this that are our age, and they're a lot younger. You know, some of these people I've just met, you know, and they just say, "Hey, man, I came to one of your parties and I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Yo, the house music is a wonderful place."
Yes. Well, you know,
Can you come back?
I mean, at some point, I think if you really take the time to listen to it, at some point, the beat is infectious. And let's say, you know, it's like anything. Let's say if you're into hip-hop. You don't like every hip-hop song. You like certain hip-hop songs. And, you know, and sometimes I think when I hear especially some people talk, they decide across the board they don't like house music. When the truth of it, they may not like a particular song. And if they heard another song, they say, you know, wait a minute, hold it. My leg is going. Matter of fact, I can't stop my leg. So yeah, you know,
you know what I find? I'm sorry. You know what? You know what I fight with DJs with? You know, being a promoter and a DJ, I fight with DJs a lot with playing certain kind of music at events. So one of the things I always have an argument, and they'll all tell you this, we'll all, you know, is vocals.
Oh.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me take a deep breath on this one. Say it again, brother.
Vocals. When I get young people that come to my stuff, my events, that's the first thing. When they don't have a good time, you know what they always say when they leave? Yo, the party was nice, but all them beats all the time, yo, no vocals.
Right. Yeah, I don't know one beat from the other. You know?
So we're not going to capture the youth without vocals. So that goes back to what I was saying about artists again, bringing them back into the fold strongly.
Right, got you. They're
an important component to what we do.
Hey, listen, I think everybody always wants to see who that was making that sound. It's just like, watch this. You ever driving, now this probably has never happened to you, but you're driving and somebody, for some reason, maybe is driving too slow in the wrong lane or whatever, and you can't help, but you want to look and see who was that bump. That's, same thing with music. It's like, boy, that's a great track. Who is that person? I want to see who that is. So you raise a very good point there. Wow.
And let me tell you the other thing about the I wanted to touch on with the artists is that DJs feel like they're our strong representation of what we do. Now,
okay.
Artists stand just about shoulder to shoulder with you guys, with me, and as a DJ too, when it comes to what we do. Okay? Wow. All right, you take your top DJ and you take your top artist and you put them both on the ticket, right? I guarantee you, half of the people are coming for the DJ and half of the people coming for the artist.
Right, exactly.
Okay? So, you know, that's why I think, you know, we need to get back to, you know, and the remixes, they're fine, these R&B remixes. I love them. I do them myself and all. But we really need artists, though. You know, we really need fresh new artists. Okay. And bringing in young new artists would really help.
That's right,
because now we're getting them into the music.
Wow. Okay. I want to give a few shout outs and then go on. Hey, Dr. October, how you doing? Uh-oh, look who's in the house. Just the DJ. What's up, Just? We're just talking about you.
The future.
Plum, what's going on? Eddie Nicholas is in the house. Huh? That's the future.
I said that's the future.
Yeah. Eddie Nicholas, new track out called Thank You. Check it out. You know, it's on the money. By the way, just so you know, I like to tell this people on the regular. When I started doing this show, Eddie Nicholas was the first person to ever give me an interview. Just so you know, it's a little fun fact there. Jamara Wakefield's in the house. We're gonna have her next Monday. In addition to that, she says here, I had a great time last Wednesday. We're gonna talk about that too. CJ, what's up? Vanessa L. Smith is in the house. Woo! Look at all these great people that came out to see you. All right.
That's up.
Shaleen, what's up? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Kim Moultrie's in the house. All right. We're gonna move on a little bit. Okay. Now, let's talk about Wednesdays in Linden. Now, how did that come about? What's up? Okay, because you know you're making a lot of noise with that. Talk to us.
All right. So Wednesday came about because one day.
Okay, you just put your phone. I mean, your Zoom which went on mute. Your Zoom went on mute. Okay, that's all right. We'll have to repeat it. Your Zoom is on mute. For all our lip readers out there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So
start it over because you went on mute. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened was, I start over. I went to the promenade, which they built this promenade in Linden. And my first time in there, I walked in, I said, oh man, this place would be a great place to do parties. This was even before Mayor Armstead became mayor. I saw a vision back then, years ago. So what happened was, when the mayor became mayor, I had already been talking to him because he was on council. I had already been approaching him saying, listen, if you ever become mayor, listen, I like to do some entertainment at the promenade, you know. And then I have to be honest, you know, at that time, I didn't see a lot of African Americans doing anything at the promenade. So I'm like, yo, if we get a black mayor, this is probably a possibility. And sure enough, as soon as he got in, ran into him, talked to him. He said, hey, I want to do like a festival, blah, blah, blah. We put it together, start taking off. That's what happened. But Wednesday, what happened with Wednesday was I was sitting in there and I said, you know, the festival is lovely, but that wasn't really my vision.
Oh, wow.
The festival was great that evolved into this big festival, but my real vision was to do what I'm actually doing on Wednesday, to turn that into like an outdoor venue kind of dance party. Because as you notice, I do the festival, I do in there, but I do the back parking lot as well.
Yes.
So that I never had visions of doing a parking lot, really. Okay, I only thought about the square.
Wow.
But so when I after the festival took off so well, I started talking to a lot of people in the city of Linden from uptown, and I said, hey, you know what? I like to do an off day party, after work day. And he said, what day you looking at? I said, well, maybe a Wednesday. You know, it'd be a great hump day, blah, blah, blah. He was like, hey, let's see if we can get some funding. You know, he did some research, did some work for me, came back to me and said, listen, you know, I got a couple dates we could do. So that's how it started. They approved it. And, you know, it's running now.
Hey, that was a good look. A good look.
Yeah, I really love the Wednesdays.
Let me rephrase that. That is a good look.
Yeah, I really like the Wednesday because it actually was like I said, that was really my vision, to really just to go in there and just do that immediate area. You know, I didn't know, you know, because Magic and Lincoln Park and all those other places, they already had big festivals. So I didn't know how this Linden thing was really going to take off. Wow. I did know one thing, and not trying to be, you know, I'll say getting cocky in any kind of way, but
that's okay.
I do know me, and I do know if I do get involved with something, I try to give it 110. And I think I'm creative, and I think God gave me a creative ability to create good stuff. So I knew it would take off, but I didn't know how big it was going to become.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, it's a funny thing about a vision. A lot of times you're the only one that sees it. And then many times when you finally get it off the ground, you go, wow, you say, wow, I know I had an idea, but I didn't know it was going to go to this level. So that must make you feel pretty good, too, when you walk out there and you see all these people who have kind of taken to...
Hey, Dan, they all laughed at me in the beginning.
That's even better.
Man, no, seriously. My first year, I think I had 200 people.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a picture of the first one I did. I think I had like 200 people, and they were scattered all over the place. You know what I mean? So it was like, and people were like, oh, man, that shit ain't going to work. That shit going to be bullshit. I was like, okay, all right. It ain't going to work. All right. But, you know, when people tell you that, you know what that could do to a person that's strong in their, you know, their abilities. They're all right, yeah, you take that.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, the thing is that you always can go back to, wait a minute, the Lord gave me the vision, didn't give you the vision. You don't have to see it. I just have to see it. So.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. But that's now when you said to explain is to tell people a little bit about yourself. I will say this, that there's two things about me that people know. I love God, and I love house music.
Okay, now.
So, and God is number one. So when my visions come, I truly believe they are God-given. I really believe that.
Right.
Some people may not believe that, but it ain't for them to believe.
That doesn't matter. That's that. It's spoken. Also, too, we have Vanessa L. Smith. Vanessa L. Smith has a new track called Brothers and Sisters. Check that out. I just played it last Friday. It went over very well in my live. So just be up on that.
Yeah, I got to check that.
Yes. Yeah. There's several versions, too. So, okay. Let's talk to us about some of the people that you had on the decks, at this event. And then I want to get to the big event coming up on the 25th and beyond. So some of the people that have played in your lineups on the Wednesday events.
Oh, well, I haven't had many. I had Jod, Beloved, Naeem, Pookie, Soul Fingers, Mark Francis, Jam and Joe.
Quite a few.
Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, Rasheem. Wakil Ali. Can't think of anybody else right now.
They'll come to you. As soon as you look up, you go, that's right, forgot to mention just.
Yeah. They'll be mad if I didn't mention them.
I know sometimes you got to say, please forgive me.
Did I mention Mark? Did I mention Mark Francis?
Yes, sir, we did.
I don't want to forget him.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about this June 25th thing. All white. Now, before you have the conversation, I want to share something that was magical, and you're going to remember this. So, Lady Alma was riding very, very high, and she was like the song of the, et cetera, and still is. It's classic. And it started raining, and then Lady Alma came out.
What'd I tell you about God?
Hey, talk to us. Tell like a T.I. is.
Let me tell you. A lot of people actually thought that Lady Alma was booked that day.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Lady Alma was not booked that day for that. Okay? This was only God. It started raining. I heard she was getting out her car to come to the event just to hang out. And when she ran, when she got there and it started raining, they pulled her on stage. Beloved was up there. Mark Francis was up there. They put a song on. She grabbed the mic and it was history. Let me tell you the crazy part, Dan. Do you know I didn't even see the show?
Oh, wow, okay.
I was over on the side holding down the tent because it was raining so hard and the wind was blowing. It was a storm that day.
Yes.
Okay? So the tent everybody was holding down the tent. I'm at the corner holding one of the legs. There's a bunch of people in front of me. So when they're playing her song, I'm thinking they're just DJing playing the song. I didn't know she was actually on stage performing. That screwed me up. But hey, what I say about God? When he make a way, and you know what's so crazy? That day, I had more people walk up to me and tell me that they were spiritually filled that day.
Right. That was incredible.
I'm not talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. I'm talking about more people than that were approaching me saying that they felt cleansed and felt like it was a blessing that day. And it was weird because after it started raining, the way the sun broke through right afterwards, it was really crazy day. Actually, no, crazy. It was a blessing. It was a lovely day.
Right.
Lovely day, yes.
Right. That was incredible. Wow. So let's talk about what's coming up on June 25th.
June 25th we're going back to our all white. Like last year we did the white and black because we went into October, so it got a little cold.
Mm-hmm.
So, nobody wants to wear all white and cold. So I said, let's switch it to white and black. But now we're going back to our all white this year. And we have one of the top DJs in the soulful house music, which is Mr. TAMIR Regisford.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have one of the greats that was with TAMIR that helped establish the Club Shelter. A lot of people may not know that. TAMIR's out front, but Merlin Bob.
Yes, Merlin Bob.
Very, very, very heavily involved with building the Shelter brand. Mm-hmm. So we have him. We have Mark Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Side. They're going to be on one side with a major large system. And then in the square area, we have Mr. X, Alvaro Jimenez.
Uh-huh.
If you like good, great, just when I was saying the Lou Rawls and the Eddie, Eddie Kendricks, stuff like Cheryl Lynn, all that, Ashford and Simpson. You want to hear all that good stuff like back in the day?
Okay.
Good stuff, music. We got him. We got Chris Flowers. And my boy Soul Fingers will also be playing over there, hitting you with some of them grooves that, that Timmy and them are not going to touch that day.
Right.
So, I like to give people that option just to flow. Mm-hmm. If they don't want to get tired of hitting boom, 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 they can go hear something boom, boom, boom. A little bit more relaxing, a little bit cool. You want to come bring your lady, hear some R&B, soft R&B stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And see, there we go. We're being creative. We could do house music, but we got little components of other stuff outside. If you notice, you go to any other club, like you go to hip hop spots, you can go to R&B spots, but you can go in those clubs and they'll always have like a little side room playing something different.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Because the owner and the promoter are thinking of numbers and they're thinking about more clientele. So how you get to those numbers, you got to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but the 25th, I'm really excited about that. I'm excited because one of the things I've had the guy work with me on this that's been helping me promote it, which is Robbie, and he was active with me when I was working at Club Shelter with the Shelter crew. A lot of people probably don't even know that I actually worked with the Shelter for 2 years with Kevin Hedge, doing street promotions when I was younger. So I've been involved in the scene for quite some time. So I'm excited. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited for the White the 25th. Starts at 12 noon.
Mm-hmm. Let me share something with you that I've said directly to him. It's not always what you play, it's how you play it. Mm-hmm. You agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but now I'm going to tell you what. You mentioned Warren Soul Fingers. Let me tell you what. Nobody can play, talk about it, pray. Nobody could play that song like he plays that song. He owns that song. You heard him play it, right?
He's a master.
That song. He owns that song.
Anything, the guy is like, I've been around Warren basically all my life DJing. Mm-hmm. And when I would go out and do parties when I first started playing, I would bring Warren just to back me up.
Okay, all right, okay.
Because I knew if I failed, if I just come out the gate sucking stuff, Warren could come right up, clean it up real quick. He's just like, I don't know. He just he loves music. He really loves DJing and playing music. He loves people dancing and having a good time. And so do I, but I think he really enjoys it a little bit more than I do.
Well, like I say, he owns Talk About It. The song Pray. Everybody knows it by Pray. He owns that song. You got to hear him play it. Nobody plays that song like that man. Anyway, that's another story. All right. So now, I know each year you do different things. You got a lot of stuff going. Tell us about some of the stuff that you have, events coming up. but that we can look for?
Well, like I said, I'm doing the festival's coming up this Saturday, and I'll be doing the Wednesdays coming back right after the 25th. Then I'm doing August 5th. I'm doing a big concert type of thing over at the Promenade, which is going to be Gospel Meets Gospel House. And the performances, and it's more like a concert type of thing. I'm going to be DJing and playing my gospel house music sets. But some of the performing artists are going to be Dawn Tallman, Aaron K. Gray, Susu Bobian, Dale Cicerone, Crystal Lavelle, Anthony G. Davis, Eddie Nichols, Dwayne Jennings, Dr. Sean Souls, Overseer Ernest Vaughn, Ministero, David Wilson and Friends. So I got a real strong performance lineup, concert lineup, and I got some new artists that been asking to get on stage with some of these. They just want to be part of it. So we're going to have a shouting good time. Trust me, I tell you. Because let me tell you something. I love house music, but I keep telling you, I love the Lord even more.
Okay, now.
So, I'm going to have a blast that day.
Listen, I'm going to tell you what. You better pass the plate that day. Anyway. Excuse me, sir. That's the $1,000 line. Would you please move over? Unless you, or this is where all the tithers go. I was having that conversation with Keisha.
No, I'm not passing no plate. God will make a way. God will make a way.
Hey, listen. That's right. As I think Reverend Ike used to say, listen, don't put no change in here, because if you put change in here, it makes me nervous in the service. Anyway. That's right.
I'd rather have the stuff. What did he say? What was it? Was it Coming to America? Okay. What did he say? I'd rather. What the girl said? I can't remember what she said about. I know you could probably give the stuff that jingle, but we rather have the stuff that crinkles. I was like, that is definitely the church. Give me all your money.
That's right. Listen, how about lineup for the year, and how do you choose your lineup as we come down?
How do I choose my lineup? Well, I watch everything. I watch all the DJs. I watch their moves. I watch what they say. I watch everything. That's my job, to keep a temperature on the scene. So, if I feel you like you're hot and you're valid at the time to be on something, then me and Soul Fingers, we get together and we talk it out and we make a decision. I don't make the decision just by myself. I do make it most of the time. Some of my decisions are made with Soul Fingers. He's he's part of my organization, so I don't move without my team sometimes. And that's one of the lanes that Warren has with me. Making some of the tough decisions in terms of entertainment.
Got you. Now, you're an organizer, promoter, a DJ. I don't know. You might even be a notary public. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I do that too.
You got a lot of stuff going on. Do you have a preference for one or the other? And the reason I ask that is because sometimes I see you do events and you don't even DJ, and you are a DJ. So, do you have a preference for one or the other, or how do you make the decision?
I love promoting events. And I love DJing, just about the same, but I don't DJ a lot. Okay. And one of the reasons is because audience are not the same when I used to play a lot, when I was younger and stuff. Everybody's pretty much pre-programmed. So there's an expectation to what they want to hear when you go out and play now. And I'm not your expectation kind of DJ. I'm just not going to play just your norm, regular stuff because someone else is playing it. Actually, I stay away from records that I feel certain DJs play a lot. And like I said, I watch everybody, I listen to everybody, so I pretty much know everybody's set and what they're putting in their set. So I try to stay away from a lot of that music. It's funny because Beloved is like one of the guys that I really appreciate musically, in terms of, because I think Beloved has an appeal for a younger generation of new listeners. So, and I love the stuff he does and produce. So sometimes I see like he playing certain things and they become his staple. And I be loving the joint, but I don't play it because I feel like it's his staple now.
Gotcha.
You know? So I just don't touch it because, and I think a lot of that comes from just a respect factor too. A lot, you know, respecting the other DJ, you know, guys I work with. So.
Speaking of Beloved, I just saw him Saturday night. I don't even have to tell you what he did to the audience. That's just, he left bodies when it was said and done. But now one of the things that he did that he will do, Mark Francis does it also. At some point in the set, either at the end or something, he will do something or play something that is totally, I'm going to say, off the beaten path. So, for example, when he played, I was there when he played, this is going back last year, it was last year, and then he played Nirvana, Teen Spirit. And like the crowd went crazy.
That's him, yo.
Yeah, so I'm saying he will do stuff like that.
I still think we have not seen the best of Beloved yet.
Right.
I think he has so much to give us musically. You know, I watched the growth of him. So, and I watched him just keep turning into something else. Beloved might be one of the first guys that probably be on a major stadium stage, like with some of the Euro boys, because he has that mindset.
Right.
He has that thinking, and he's not so caught up in the old regime, which is my crew of cats I grew up with. He's not caught in that thing. So he may be the one. He may be the one. Along with Justin.
Yes. Hey,
Justin,
look.
boy, that little kid, man, I'm telling you, I got an old soul.
Hey, listen. Hey, him, and you know, too, like if you look at what Amir's doing, Amir's playing overseas, too. He's playing
Amir has just took off. Amir done left us. Amir left us. Amir done gone. If you think about it, how much do we see of Amir now?
Yeah, so, yeah, well, like I say, you know, we do have chances for breakouts, which is good.
Yes.
Hey, we're getting down to the wire here. Any final thoughts that you would like to share that?
Nah.
Okay. Good.
Just when it comes to Family Soul, everybody, just come have a good time. Come enjoy yourself. Dance like nobody is watching. Don't worry about the drama. Don't worry about the side talk, the gossip, all that other stuff. It has nothing to do with anything about you having a good time. Just come out, have a good time, and enjoy yourself. That's what Family Soul is about. That's all we want to do. We want to entertain. Period. Nothing more, nothing less.
Wow.
I mean, and then also, we ain't trying to be the only one in the scene. Because we know the leaders, me and Soul Fingers of Family Soul, we know that all the other components play an important part to what we do. The bars, the lounges, Main Street, deep, whatever you want to call it, all that type of stuff. It all plays into what we do as well.
Right.
So we love it all.
Well, let me ask you one more question while we're walking out the door, so to speak. The underground scene versus the mainstream. Now, there seems to be I don't want to say this unannounced, hey, listen, that's too commercial, that's too this or whatever, and that underground people want to stay underground. We have a certain sound. and there's been conversations back and forth that, once they start playing it, then, hey, we're on to something else. I've never heard an artist say, hey, listen, I don't want my stuff to go big time, no matter what position you're in. Just your thoughts on that, and then we're going to just get your contact information, and we're going to walk out the door on that.
All right. Well, mainstream. Okay. Let me take a mainstream record and just walk you through what it became. Okay, they were called Kamara Lovelace, When Will I Love Began, a mainstream record right now, right?
Okay.
But I remember going in the Club Shelter and hearing Timmy bang that fucking song, excuse my French, but he would be killing it. And anybody you knew that was underground was in love with that song. Like they couldn't wait for the song to come out so they could just have it at home to play it.
Right.
Okay? So once it just gets so many plays, then after a while you do get tired of hearing it. So then everybody start calling it mainstream because, it's got too many plays now. I'm tired of hearing it. But eventually, classics are classics, and they will stay around forever.
Right.
When My Love Began will be around in dance music history forever. Just like Follow Me. You may have your underground heads talk about they don't want to hear it no more, but you ain't the masses.
Okay.
You're not the masses.
Right.
So when it comes to that mainstream underground thing, I like I keep saying, we all connected.
Right.
Right. And people say, when you come to a Family Soul event, okay, we're serving meat.
Okay.
Now, if you go to a bar function or lounge or something, they may be serving milk.
Got you.
But you may only be able to digest the milk right now.
Got you.
Okay? So these deep heads, they can eat the meat. They already...
You just went on mute. I don't know if you can hear me. You just went on mute. Can you hear me? You know how it happens right in the good part. You're on mute.
We just did a party.
Okay, we got to start over because you're on mute. Okay.
Oh, okay. We just recently, mainstream songs. I just recently did a party and I was playing a lot of deep underground stuff. But I saw all these women on the floor, and you know what record I pulled out? Show Me Love.
Show Me Love.
Robin S.
Okay.
Turned the crowd out. Had them all singing.
Yeah.
But that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. So in terms of mainstream records, they have their place and classic. It's like a classic. You selectively place it where you think it's going to fit in now.
Right.
So you just got to be strategic with those mainstream records. And they still workable.
Yes.
Wonderful is still workable. Don't get it twisted.
Yes. Wow. Amazing. Just to that point, everything that goes mainstream starts underground. Whether it's house, whether it's hip hop, whether it's rock and roll, whether it's R&B, it all started underground.
Elias did when they came out with Follow Me, right? Elias did Shelter 2 days in a row. They did Friday, Merlin's night, and they did Saturday, Timmy's night. Back to back, not the same weekend.
Okay.
You ever rarely hear of an artist doing that, right?
Right.
But if you think about it, that was all underground.
Right.
And they were playing Follow Me, and it was packed on both nights. But yet those same people now will say they don't want to hear Follow Me. It's incredible, but it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. I get it. You do get tired. I do get tired of certain records too.
Right.
You know, after a while, hearing for a while, like last year, boy, I tell you, they was killing Resting Place so much. I was like, Lord Jesus, if I hear Resting Place everywhere I go.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Now that's becoming, like that song too. It's becoming one of those songs that is going to be around for a very long time. It's going to be, it's going to be a staple, historic song in dance music.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark Francis.
Absolutely.
Because I think it was his mix that really started. I think somebody else did a mix before that, and then I think Mark did his mix, and then it just took off. Like.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I say, it's a great song, and
yeah, it is.
It's a great song, and you put it on like when you get well, put it this way. It really was the song of the summer one year, just like Lady Alma's song was the song of the summer.
Yeah.
Now, if you put it on, let's say if you get in a jam and you need to get something going, that's one of the tracks you throw on. You throw on Resting Place, and you're gonna get the floor going.
If you can't get people up on them records, then you played it at the wrong time.
That's it. You know, and at this age, I didn't put the hearing aids in yet. Anyway, so. All right, so listen, we're right down to the wire. If you want people to reach you, follow you, support you, keep up with you, how do they do it?
Facebook, Instagram, or join the Family Soul membership.
Okay, tell us about that.
Well, I do membership drives. Actually, I was going to be doing a membership drive on the 25th, but I'm not going to be able to do that on the 25th. So the next membership drive is probably going to be probably our last Wednesday of the summer. I'm going to do another drive. So, and I'll put information out on that. So if you join the group, or you can go online and go into our group page, and you could become a member there. And then you could register, become a member, and then I'll send you all the information on the rest of the process.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Well, listen. Hey, Tamir, thank you so much for coming out and sharing.
Yes.
Wonderful, folks. I told you this is going to be one of those good ones.
I hope I didn't make nobody mad.
Listen, I mean, somehow they'll work through it.
I'm sure. And, you know, people used to tell me tough stuff. I had to work through it.
There you go. Well, listen, folks, we're gonna go to the next phase. Hey, DJ George Aiken, what's up?
What up, George?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Shazam Free Zone on Twitch. We're gonna play the new tracks for the.
Oh, can I do a quick thank you?
Absolutely.
All right. Quick thank yous. I want to thank Mayor Derek Armstead, the City of Linden, Uptown Linden, Family Soul members, and my crew, QXT and that crew, and all the other supporters that come out and support what Family Soul does. Thank you very much, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely, and tag me with everything. Me with everything. All right.
Yes.
So listen, what we're gonna do? We're gonna go over to the Shazam Free Zone, and we're gonna play some. Again, I'm gonna play the new tracks by Vanessa L. Smith, her brothers and sisters. We're gonna play Eddie Nicholas's new track, Thank You. Plus, I got some stuff. We're gonna play that. So we're gonna do that. Hey, Tamir, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, this is a conversation. When we see each other in person, we're going to have to continue. You know that,
Yes,
right?
we will. Yes, we will. And you know what? I love talking to you, Dan.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon. All right.
All right.
God bless everybody.
God bless you.
Right.
DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation, coming to you live. We're going to go over to the Shazam Free Zone in Twitch, Soulful House Nation 1. Hey, Chuck and Joy, please put up a link, and we're going to see you on the other side. Here we go.